This is Lake Minnewanka in Banff National Park, and you're watching what I'm doing right now.
Todd, why is today special?
Oh, I don't know. We got someone special here.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. Callie's here today and we're going to talk about audio and it's going to be wonderful. Why do you have Uncharted on your desk?
Todd gave that to me to give to my boyfriend because he likes Uncharted.
Dang. Welcome. We need to start our day off in the best way possible, and that is with a trip to Warden's to buy soda pop. Ah, look at all the soda pops. I gotta get my daily intake of caffeine. The guy behind the counter in the tie-dye shirt is Mark, one of the most fantastic human beings you will meet in Missoula. He's just always happy to help you with your soda pop or your vitamin water or whatever. Stefan says this phrase, that you should let the janitor choose the broom. At no point do I want to force you to do something a way that you don't want to do it, or force you to use a tool that you would rather not. Ultimately, if you're the one doing the work, then you should be able to do it the way you want with the tools that you want. But for today, what I would do if I were sitting down here is start playing this audio here. So I start paying attention to his quietest words. So it looks like so far his quieter words are coming in around here. I'm going to pick -24 as the point where his quietest words are peaking themselves. If we know that we're going between -24 and about -3, that's giving us a dynamic range of 21. For Crash Course and SciShow and the vlog, we target a dynamic range of 12 decibels because we don't know if someone's listening to this in a really nice theater or on the subway on the way to work. It's a level where you can hear the difference between the things that are quiet and loud, but you don't have to turn the volume up and down while you're listening to it. So if we have a dynamic range of 21 and we want a dynamic range of 12, we need to compress at a ratio of 1.8. Again, if you feel like you need to go in and massage it so you can't hear the compressor as much or whatever, feel free to be as artistically expressive as you want. Okay, so here's our current problem here. This Kirby right here, German Kirby, sucks up all of these film studios and then spits out state-sponsored media. And because this was happening, I thought maybe the German national anthem should be playing while this is happening. A bit later, they talk about like comparing that to the idea of American Kirby sucking up all of the studios like Warner Brothers and Disney and Sony and then spitting out American-run state media stuff. Like, that would be weird. So I thought, okay, we'll play the American national anthem in the background while this is happening. You know, this other one with German Kirby with the German national anthem. But this whole thing is taking place in 1917, and the current German national anthem was established in 1922, I believe. So at this time in history, the German national anthem used the same melody as the British national anthem. So if we put that song in here, even though it is historically correct, people are going to hear it and think, why is the British national anthem playing? But if we put the current German national anthem there, which to people will sound like, oh yes, this is the German national anthem, it will be historically inaccurate in the context of this video. What should we do? How about, let's just put no national anthems. That solves the problem.
Way to go.
Problem solving. Well, okay, you just finished the rough pass on your first episode of Crash Course. Congratulations. How did this process differ from what you expected?
Mostly just the way Premiere works. Like, the actual process of it made a lot of sense to me. It's just the sound design things I have less experience with, so I'm not always sure of what to put in there for certain sounds.
All of my intuitions about what kind of sound to put where is just from, 5 years of trying stuff. So if ever you're stuck and you're like, I don't know, just like throw something in there, and seeing it move with the animation can sometimes give you a moment of like, oh, but what if this instead? Good job. Yeah.
Boom.
I see Sari walking with Nicole right there. It's Sari's birthday today.
It's Sari's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Sari. Happy birthday. So last Saturday, we went to the political rally for Rob Quist.
Rob Quist?
Rob Quist is the Democrat seeking the House representative seat from Montana. His main opponent is the Republican candidate, Greg Gianforte. Greg Gianforte apparently just assaulted a reporter.
And we'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, but there's not going to be time. I'm just curious if you
Okay,
have
speak
right
with
now.
Shane, please.
But you don't.
Sick and tired of
guys that came here, you did the same thing. Get the hell out of here. Jesus. Get the hell out of here. The last guy did the same thing. You were the guardian?
Yes, and you just broke my glasses.
The last guy did the same damn thing.
You just body slammed me and broke my glasses.
Get the hell out of here.
If you'd like me to get the hot up here, I'd also like to call the police.
I mean, I know that the most hard of the hardcore supporters of a candidate like Greg Gianforte, they're probably going to be like, the reporter deserved it.
Yeah,
or whatever. But I still feel like if after this he wins the election tomorrow, that is going to be nuts.
Well, at this point, I mean, anything's possible.
Okay, the Gianforte campaign just released a statement that says, tonight, as Greg was giving a separate interview in a private office, the Guardian's Ben Jacobs entered the office without permission, aggressively shoved a recorder in Greg's face, and began asking badgering questions. Jacobs was asked to leave. After asking Jacobs to lower the recorder, Jacobs declined. Greg then attempted to grab the phone that was pushed in his face. Jacobs grabbed Greg's wrist and spun away from Greg, pushing them both to the ground. It's unfortunate that this aggressive behavior from a liberal journalist created this scene at our campaign volunteer barbecue.
So, the thing is that there's audio recording of what happened. So...
But did the recording that we listened
that's true.
to start after the rest of this kerfuffle?
That's what I said earlier. In the context of the video, it seems like the guy was attacked for asking like a very basic question.
I think this is one of those situations where, as a politician, even if you are mostly, even just like slightly in the right, just like you need to absolutely take the highest road possible.
Yep.
Getting aggressive in any way whatsoever with a reporter, even if you feel like they deserve it, is not going to end well.
I mean, they're a reporter. Guess we'll find out tomorrow. We're voting, right?
I'm voting.
Katelyn?
I think I'm listed as still living at 909 Byron Street, according to the state of Montana.
So do you go to that polling place?
I don't know.
Wherever you need to go to vote, we'll take you.
Okay. Ow.
Sorry.
Sari.
Yep.
It's your birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
How many times have you gone around the sun?
23.
23 times.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Where are we going right now?
Isa, which Katelyn said had boba.
So the thing about the boba is that they only have boba tea. They don't have boba slushes, and I don't like tea. I do have good news though. I ordered a new SD card for this thing. It's the one recommended by Blackmagic for use with this camera, and it's dropped 0 frames. There's Isa right there. What are you gonna get, Todd?
I'm looking at the Rendang.
What are you gonna get, Katelyn?
I don't know.
I've heard the Rendang is good. What are you gonna get, Sari?
I think we have tonkatsu or something like that.
I don't know what that means.
Like breaded pork.
Breaded pork.
That sounds good.
What are you gonna get, Michael?
I don't know. Let's look at the menu together. Pot stickers seem safe.
Don't you want fried pork? You like fried things.
I don't really like pork though. Pork is my least favorite meat, except for bacon. But the other parts of the pig,
Nah.
I don't want them. My grandfather used to always eat pickled pig's feet.
That's gross.
That was his snack.
That's a snack?
Yeah. They always had a jar of pickled pig's feet in the refrigerator. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So now that we've had Isa, how do you feel about it?
That was all right.
It was all right.
For Asian food in Missoula, 4 stars. For Asian food in general, 3 stars.
But Sari,
Yeah.
I want ice cream.
I would eat some ice cream.
Dang. Okay, this Greg Gianforte thing just keeps getting crazier. In the room with Greg Gianforte when this thing happened was a crew from Fox News. And that crew released a statement that says, at that point, Gianforte grabbed Jacobs by the neck with both hands and slammed him into the ground beneath him. Faith, Keith, and I watched in disbelief as Gianforte then began punching the reporter. As Gianforte moved on top of Jacobs, he began yelling something to the effect of, I'm sick and tired of this. Jacob scrambled to his knees and said something about his glasses being broken. He asked Faith, Keith, and myself for our names. In shock, we did not answer. Jacobs then said he wanted the police called and went to leave. Gianforte looked at the three of us and repeatedly apologized. At that point, I told him and Scanlon, who was now present, that we needed a moment. The men then left. To be clear, at no point did any of us who witnessed this assault see Jacobs show any form of physical aggression toward Gianforte, who left the area after giving statements to the local sheriff's deputies. So since this, it's come out that the sheriff of that town where this happened is a Gianforte donor. He donated to the Gianforte campaign. I was wondering, if this assault was real and it took place, why wasn't Gianforte arrested? But if the sheriff is a donor to the campaign...
That's a conflict of interest, baby.
That's a conflict of interest, baby. I hope that right now, Mr. Gianforte is just like stewing in the knowledge that he destroyed his campaign this evening. Here's what might be the biggest problem for people who don't like Gianforte, especially after this event. Montana is a state where everyone is allowed to vote early, and both Republicans and Democrats in the state right now assume that about 7 out of 10 people who are going to vote in this election have already voted. Only roughly 30% of the people who are going to vote in this election can be swayed by this news. Hopefully, though, this news drives more people to the polls tomorrow than would have turned out otherwise. All right, the colors we were looking at last night have dried. I think I'm more here than here. What do you think, Kitty? Yeah, you're right. Katelyn.
Yeah?
Guess what? Montana Republican cited for misdemeanor assault after alleged run-in with reporter one day before election.
Woo! There is justice in the world.
I'm curious about what the requirements are to escalate a thing from misdemeanor to felony. What's the difference between misdemeanor assault and felony assault?
I'm sure there's a pretty distinct line, but I don't know what it is.
The Missoulian, which is the newspaper here, and the Billings Gazette both rescinded their endorsements of Gianforte this evening. It's gonna be interesting to see if it makes a difference tomorrow. I hope it does. I really hope it does.
Yep.
Right, Kat? Right.